Hi guys, in game I'm definitely chilling, but you can call me Bert. Just going to give you a tutorial on how I do Anom running in nullsec. Simple, easy, sort of tutorials what to not to do, what to do um, in Anoms and before you even start it. Right now I'm at a safe spot. You can't see it, but I'm roughly about 35 AUs from both entry gates, which gives me a safety net when I'm starting Anoms. I live in Providence, so we're always having reds running in and out of our systems. Also, at the same time, instead of me warping directly to Anom, I warp to my safe spot. So if a red does show up, I don't have to sweat bullets that I'm getting caught in Anom. Also, at the same time, this gives me a different angle to when I enter in Anom. As you want to see here, I want to do one and how I actually run it and how I try to stay safe as possible. One, I try to have on my peoples and places, the bookmarks. If I don't have to think, I just click and go. Right now I'm flying the dummy, set up for sniper fit. Right now I have to say for the best all around, or for majority of the NPCs, Anoms, the dummy suits all those situations pretty well, except against Angel. That explosive hole is a little bit of something to deal with, but whatever. But it is set up for a sniper mode where I can sit back at about 120 Ks or so and snipe out anything that's coming towards me in these Anoms. Here we go. Now warping to Anom, seeing that I'm in a down angle going to the Anom, so off my spot it's going to be a little bit awkward trying to have a good line out when reds do show up in system. So I do have other bookmarks that are to put me horizontal instead of me doing a vertical. But this one doesn't seem. Yeah, it's bad. It's bad. Okay, one of the things I do is at this point I'm going to actually align to a different bookmark, prearranged, so see how that aligns up. Also at the same time, I like to bookmark my entryway, or where I actually stopped at. That's not a good one either, but I'll take it for now. But what I end up doing is aligning to that safe spot, having that ready to go. So also in the Anoms, I also try to knock out all the frigates. You don't want any frigates getting close to you at all, because a red comes in, especially if they warp scrambled you or scramble you at all. Pretty much they're helping the reds kill you. So go ahead and knock them off as quick as possible. So also at the same time I'm checking out my intel channel, get to see who's close by, but also I have alts in or one alt in a system off to the side, so I have a early warning system. Now the dummy is pretty much the lazy man's Anom runner. You skill up, you pretty much put out your sentries and you demolish everything that's there. straightforward, no fancy flying at all. Also, at the same time, you could say having a jump drive is also a good thing too. So if I am out of position, I can, or I come in too close, I can also jump away 100 Ks and get the right angle, and you can do a lot of different things with this thing. But right now I'm killing off the frigates. That's and now all the frigates are gone. Pretty much I just let the dummy just do its normal thing, get down to business, and pretty much I sit back and relax. So these are going down pretty easy for me. No biggie. No clicking. I don't need to lock them with the auto aggro. They go ahead, and as long as I'm the only ship as long as I'm the only one in the Anom, and I'm the only target, that means as long as my ship gets shot at, my drones will shoot at anything that shoots at me. So now, it's wise to me from bottom up. Anom running is probably the best that you're gonna get, besides incursions and level 5s. But for no sectors, this is income. This is easy. You know, if you put a little effort into it, you know you can make some good ISK per week. I make roughly between 3.5 billion. That's not including all the drops that I get. Also, at the same time, is the incursion running. That's crazy. But once you get in, you have to keep running them. You can't have breaks when you want to. Mining's not bad, but mining, you have to, if you don't have the skills, and you have the skills to mine the rocks, you know, that's great. You can mine all the ABCs and Ds and whatever. But then if you have terrible refining skills, you lose ISK in that way. But it's a good money maker. But then you have to haul it. Then you have to find someone to buy it. You know, for me, pretty much running Anoms, I get my ISK right away. So if I put in 50 minutes of Anom running, I get that ISK right away. I don't have to wait to have it be shipped out or someone to purchase it at all. So yeah, that's my thoughts on ISK making in a way. The faucets are wide open down here. All right, I got another spawn of frigates. Also, at the same time, there, it's with the new changes that have came in the last few months to EVE. You know, the North has always said that they're the best rats, or they make the most money. Listen, in Anom running, after this changes they did a few months ago, we're all the same. They make the same amount of ISK that we do running ours. Except in the drone lands, I think they have more faction drops because they don't really get any loot. Now the loot too is whatever you make with your Anom, you're actually you might get sometimes between 10 to 20 million on your cleanup, which is not bad. Now, if you guys can see, sentries do move. They do move out of range, or they slowly move out. As you can see, they're slowly just moving one 1 meter or so every few seconds. What I like to do is when they get to a certain range, or I like to do like two waves, pull them in, redeploy them, and they're still close by. Because when I hit that warp out, I'm not, my drones, I don't care. You know what I mean? I want to leave them. They're the cheapest thing to buy. I think they're like 1.1 million a creator. I'm not worried about 1.1 million. You know, I can go out and buy another set. That's easy. It's pretty quiet right now for where I'm at. Saying that probably just jinxed myself, but so be it. Once again, I live in Providence. I am a member of Corp 54. That's part of CVA. And life ain't too bad down here. It's let's put it this way: we have more than enough content down this way for if you like PvP and mining, PvEing. We have it. Small gang, big gang. We do have military here for those out there that don't think we have a military. We do. Oh, and we are recruiting. So on this once this one guy drops, this battleship, what I'm going to do is pull in my drones just for a second and redeploy them. Now I normally run with 5 of sentries, have them in a group. So once they start shooting at my sentries, I go ahead and just pull them in and pull the other set, put the other set out, and keep that rotation going. So if they start taking damage, I just rotate them, keep them from getting hurt. I think that's not a bad idea. Now the bookmark I had set for the spot that I'm at, which is right here. Now, if I had to warp out because a red came in, or the rats were too close, I can actually use that as sort of my buffer to give me a better range. So I think they started off about 100, 105. So if I, okay, well, the first set was about 100, I think it was. But yeah, I can use that bookmark to give me a little bit more range, to make me feel a little bit more secure. And once again, I'm just going to go ahead and knock these frigates out. Like I said, I like to have bookmarks for, I don't have to, if I ever get overwhelmed by anything, but I've been doing this for a little while, so, yeah, I think this method works pretty well for me. It might not work for you, but for me, it works. For those that are trying to come down to nullsec, north, south, east, west, it doesn't really matter. Just little tips. do love that new design of the dummy. CCP did real good on that. Like, once again, I don't have to do anything. The drones will do all the work for me. Um, Skill wise, it's a little bit intense. It's not that much. I think to have a decent dummy fit that I'm running, you can run this in a metaphor and you'd be fine. You'd be decent. Um, uh, you're looking at probably maybe 2 months. Uh, if you wanted to really max out everything, you're looking at about 6 months total. But still, even the metaphor fit, you can, I mean, literally get in, start making some miss. You won't have too much of a big tank when doing havens, but you can do the mid grade stuff. What is it, even Forsaken Rally Point now? See how these guys are now? They're attacking my drones. I'll go ahead and I'll just put them in, give them a couple seconds, put them back out, lock the frigates up, get them off the field. And once again, you see they leave the drones alone. Start this process all over again. Rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. So like I said, if you guys are interested in coming down to Providence, not red, don't shoot it. Come on down, test out the water, see if you like nullsec. You follow the rules down this way. You could go on, have a good time down this way. Also, at the same time, we don't have a big blue donut, so we have the biggest red list. So if you're a PvPer, Providence is where you want to be. I should be coming to the end shortly on this, but yeah. Well, as you can see, also down here, they tracking disrupting me. You tracking disrupting the ship. The drones are separate from the ship, so that doesn't harm me one bit at all. Now, other thing is how I get these special safe spots is from doing anoms. You know, after you finish them, you can use them to be your little safe spot, give you a little bit of randomness. But I do like doing the D&D sites, like Sancha prison camps and stuff like that. That those sometimes are far away from the gates. Sometimes, um, and pretty much I just bookmark those and save them. We'll see how far they are from the gates and use those, especially if you need to bounce around. But yeah, that's pretty much how I end up getting those safe spots. Now, at the same time that I'm doing this, I actually have a salvaging alt. So, as soon as I'm done, the alt will come in, salvage. I move on to the next one, and I just keep chewing through them, and so I keep my is rolling. And sometimes your drones won't shoot at the thing that's closest to you. So I'm halfway through the armor, so I might as well let it finish that one off. But I want to get this 43 one. Now Sancha, pretty much all the battleships, regardless Angel or Garista, once they get to their like for Sancho for sure, anything after 55 Ks, pretty much their DPS, the battleships are definitely putting their DPS on you without any problems at all. And drones do quite well on DPS. Those out there that think volley is important, not in PvE. It's not. It's pure DPS. So raw DPS against NPCs is what you want, not volley. I don't care if any. I don't care if a veteran tells me, "Oh, volley is very important." No, it's not. It's the amount of DPS that you put onto the target at one given time. Now that goes to say that, you know, when you're PvPing, that's a whole nother, you know, bottle of worms, or can of worms, I should say. See that? They're just slowly moving, slowly moving. Who say sentries don't move? Slowly ticking away, as you can see there. Alright, and that's it. Now, if a red came in, I'll first hit the warp and pull my drones. Should come in shortly. Boom. And build up speed. Now, and then off I go. Simple as that. Done. You know, the system that I'm in. For this video, I end up just making and I'm running folder, but yeah, what I end up doing is I end up have the bookmark ready, set, go, and off I go, man. That's it. No thinking, just click and off I go. Like I said, if the drones get left behind, so be it. Now also at the same time, if a red comes in the system and he sees your drones there and there's sentries, he knows it's a good possibility that you're around those drones, so he would probably bookmark that, leave system, wait till you think that he's gone for good, and then warp directly right to that spot. In that case, I would actually just wait 10 minutes, maybe 20 minutes, see how far he goes down the pipe. You know, if he's reporting other systems. That before I actually go back to that spot, if need be, I will cycle that haven and go to a different one, and you know, start doing another one, and if he does show up, then he goes to that one, and there's no one there, so move on. But that's my little tips for what I do down here in NoSec. Hope you liked the video. If not, too bad. I'll have other ones. Give me time. This is the first video I have ever made, really. I guess keep on trucking. Later.